Do you think it's wise, even appropriate, to tell someone in a workplace setting that you love them? If you'd asked me this question before COVID, my answer would have been no. It was simply not done. But COVID changed things. First of all, we were disconnected physically. From being in the same room, overnight we found ourselves in little blocks on the computer screen, talking to others in their little blocks on the computer screen, looking at them if their cameras were on, and we were totally physically disconnected. But over time, this disconnect became a social disconnect and a psychological disconnect. We coped as best we could. We even became more productive in certain ways, but we became more and more disconnected, and mental health started to suffer. This was not good, and it is not good today. But what can we as leaders do when we see people that we work with, that we care about, start to suffer? The obvious thing that we can do is we can show we care. We can say we care. We can find out how we can help. We can show our concern. But you know what stops people in their tracks totally? What cuts through all the disconnect? Is the strongest power on this planet. It's called love. It can only be love. And yes, it has become appropriate and definitely wise to tell those people you love them. Now you have to be wise in how you do it, otherwise you may get into trouble or you may be misunderstood. So what I do is I teach my clients different 4 types of love that there are. The first one is the one people think of all the time is eros love, the passionate love of the lover. But that's not the only one. There are others. There's philia love, the love of friends and equals. And then there's storge love, the love of family. And lastly, there's agape love, the love of mankind. So when I reach out to a male colleague and I say to him that I love him like a brother, or to a female colleague that I love her like a sister and I care about her and I'm worried about her, that builds that bridge and it breaks that disconnect. Recently, as an overnight homework assignment for some of the retreats that we did with our CEOs and executives, we challenged them to overnight, as their homework assignment, reach out to 5 people in their lives and tell them that they loved them. And 2 of those 5 people, wait for it, had to be colleagues, had to be from their work environment. There was reluctance. There were some people that didn't want to do it at first, but there were some who did it immediately and the others followed suit. And it was incredibly joyful the next morning when people reported back on their conversations. Some people texted and got a text back immediately. Some people picked up the phone. And it was amazing how just this word that we so seldom use opened up the door. It opened the door for me with a male colleague. When I told him I loved him and I cared about him, he opened up that he is struggling with a physical disease, with cancer, and I could reach out and build that bridge much more, and we're supporting each other now through this all. It's really, really powerful. So I encourage you to try and use it as well. I hope you found this helpful. More of the same can be found on nicohuman.com or LinkedIn or YouTube. And until next week, and remember in this week, use the L word, use it wisely, and let's spread the love.